Hey, what's up guys? Tim here from Everyday Tactical Vids. Today we're doing a head-to-head between the ThruNite Archer 1A V3 and the S1A Baton. Our conclusions around these two lights are going to be based around speed versus output. Want to see what I'm talking about? Let's get to it. First off, let's talk about what you're going to get with the two lights. For the Archer, you're going to get some instructions, an end extra pressure switch, an extra O-ring, and then this is a replacement for underneath your selector switch, and then you get the lanyard as well. For the O-Light, you're going to get your instructions, 2 O-rings, a lanyard, and I do want to note that it does come with a AA O-Light lithium battery. For the sake of this test, we have put Rayovac basic, like you buy them from Walmart, batteries into each of these lights. Let's start off by talking about what these two lights have in common. Obviously, first off, they both will run off a AA. They both have a variety of different settings. They're both IPX8 rated. The O-Light can be dropped at 1.5 meters, and the ThruNite can be dropped at 1 meter. Now both these lights can run off a AA alkaline battery or a AA lithium ion battery. It doesn't say anything about the ThruNite as far as running off a 14500, but the O-Light can run off a 14500. As far as your outputs, ThruNite's going to call theirs a Firefly, O-Light's going to call it Moonlight. Firefly for the ThruNite is 0.1 lumens, then you're going to go up to 17 lumens for your low, 75 for your medium, and 200 for your high. For the O-Light, it's going to be Moonlight, and that's going to be 0.5 lumens. Your low is going to be 5 lumens, your medium 50 lumens, and your high 220 lumens. And after it gets too hot, after a little bit, it's going to drop down to 100 lumens. The turbo, which is going to be 600 lumens off that 14500 in the O-Light, is going to be 600 lumens of output. As you can see, both the lights can stand quite easily on the end cap. It is worth noting that the S1A Baton does have a magnet in the end cap, so you can attach it to the side of the fridge and underside of a hood, something like that, if you need to do work with both hands free. Both lights do have a strobe option, and also it's worth noting that the Baton has a timer option. So basically when the light is on, if you double click it, it's going to flash once, which means it's going to run for 3 minutes and then shut itself off. If you double click it and it flashes twice, that means it's going to run for 9 minutes and then shut itself off. So the Baton does have that timer option built right into the flashlight. Now, one of the main things for me when it comes to using these lights is what do I have to press to actually turn the light on? Obviously, they both have these small little buttons toward the head of the flashlight. The thing I do like about the Archer is that you could just press that end switch and the light comes on. So it's just a bit bigger, a bit easier to operate. I draw it out of my pocket, boom, I press that. I just find that easy to do. Now, with the O-Light, if your tendency is to go like this, there's nothing there. So you got to get it out and then hold it like this, obviously, to turn the light on, and then it's going to come on. So, pluses and minuses depending on how used you are to using those different types of functions. It is worth noting, obviously, that when you do turn it on like this with the ThruNite to cycle through, you do have to press a small button right there. If I were to compare these two buttons, I would say that when it comes to the size and just how they feel, the quality of these two buttons right here, the O-Light wins. For me, again, I do like to have an end pressure switch just to draw it out, press that end pressure switch, and then actually have the light ready to operate. All right, let's head outside into the dark and test these things out. I'm outside now, and I've got both the lights on, turned on to their lowest setting. So that's Firefly for ThruNite and Moonlight for the O-Light. Here's the ThruNite, here's the O-Light. Really doesn't show a whole lot as far as what you can see on camera. And now I'm shining them out in the distance at our friend Johnny, who's at 45 feet, and the lights really aren't making any difference at all. So let's work through the settings, and first we'll go through the ThruNite. Here we go with the ThruNite. We have it on Firefly, looking at Johnny, can't see anything. There's low, starting to make out a little glimmer reflection off the shed. There's medium, and there's high. Let me go through one more time. Firefly, low, medium, and then high, and then we'll go to strobe, and then back to high. As far as the spill from this light, when I'm shining at Johnny, who's 45 feet away, I just measured it from side to side across basically the diameter of the light I'm getting now is 33 feet. Working with the O-Light now, we have it turned on. It's on Firefly. You can't see anything. Let's work up. There's low. Still really can't see anything. Medium, you can start to make out Johnny. And then high. So again, let me scroll through. Firefly. Low. Still really can't see a whole lot. Medium. Now we can see Johnny. And then high. Now, as far as your spill for this light, you're looking at about 25 feet across. So when Johnny's 45 feet away across, the total distance from the diameter of what we're getting for light that's being shined out into the yard, we're looking at 25 feet. Now, while I did have 2 Rayovac AA batteries in these lights, let's actually compare the O-Light to the ThruNite when I have a 14500 in the O-Light. So here's the ThruNite at the highest setting, looking at Johnny, and now here is the Olight. Obviously notably brighter. We'll just show you one more time. Through night, Olight. You've seen the rundown on the details. You've seen both the lights in use outside in the dark. Here's my conclusion. If you want a light you can draw quickly, go with the Through Night. If you want more output, go with the Olight. For me, the ergonomics of the Through Night just work. I draw it out, I click it on, boom, I'm ready to go. This feels like a much more natural position for me to maneuver a light. I take out the Olight, it takes a little bit more time, even though I'm used to now not pressing the end switch, but instead pressing this small little button here. This is kind of a weird position for me, just ergonomically doesn't feel like as natural to me. So this seems to work better than this. Now that said, going around 200 lumens to up to 600 lumens with that 14500, you're getting 3 times the output on this. So if you don't need a quick draw boom, then you might just want to go with the Olight because it's got a lot more output. Again, 200 to 600, that's significant in a jump. It's not 200 to 220 or something like that. But those are the things I mainly think about for these lights. Both these lights are good. Both these lights are reasonably priced. And the fact that they can run off AA batteries is great because AA's are everywhere. Now, down in the comment section below, let's hear from you. Which of these two lights would you prefer? And tell us why. Guys, thanks as always for checking out the videos. More videos coming soon. Take care.